The Chiefs are going to three-peat in 2032. The Kansas City Chiefs will go 5 years without a title. Basically, Tom Brady went 10 full seasons without a Super Bowl. There is a pause in between Tom Brady's career. Likewise, the same thing is happening for Patrick Mahomes. His next title is going to happen 6 years later. It's going to happen 72 months later. Patrick Mahomes is going to fail to win the Super Bowl during the next 5 years as a 5 life path numerology. This was Patrick Mahomes' 7th season in the NFL. So his three-peat's going to begin in his 13th season in the NFL. We all know how big 13 is to the cabal because 13 divides into point 33. Patrick Mahomes, his first repeat for his 15th playoff win of his career. The first three-peat in NFL history is going to happen during his 15th NFL season as a quarterback. In his 15th season, in his 14th year as a starter. So Super Bowl 64 is when this all begins. 49ers, he defeated in 2 Super Bowls. Kansas City Chiefs is Gematria 64. He's the chosen one, chosen Gematria 64. It makes sense that Super Bowl 65 would have to be a repeat. Repeat Gematria 65. And in Super Bowl 66, Patrick Mahomes gets it done. 62 years after the Chiefs' first title. So they'll be 5-2 in the Super Bowl like the Kansas City Chiefs, like Gematria of Garoppolo, who they defeated. The Chiefs would have to go 6-2 in the Super Bowl because Patrick Mahomes is Gematria 62. Mahomes will obviously be 4-1 in the Super Bowl because it's Super Bowl that's Gematria 41. He'll be 5-1 in the Super Bowl, his last loss to Tampa. It'll be 7 Super Bowls and 6 victories like Gematria of Leonard Dawson, the winner of Super Bowl 4. So basically, the Chiefs win the three-peat 62 years after Super Bowl 4, their first title. Patrick Mahomes is Gematria 62. The Chiefs are going to be 7-2 in the Super Bowl because it is Leonard Ray Dawson. That's Gematria 72. So the Chiefs are definitely going to be 7-2 in the Super Bowl when it's all said and done. So this would be Mahomes' 15th season. This is going to connect to the death of Len Dawson. Andy Reid most likely may be gone by that time. We don't know. But if there's one guy to be coach of the Chiefs, Kyle Shanahan's going to leave and take a break and become coach of the Kansas City Chiefs. If there's one guy to be coach on the Chiefs, Kyle Shanahan. Kyle Shanahan rides Baby Goat all the way. Baby Goat bails out the fact he acknowledges, he bows down to Moloch, Patrick Mahomes, the GOAT of the NFL. He can't win with his own guy. He does not have Herbert. He doesn't have Joe Burrow. He doesn't have any of these guys. But who else does he not have? Lamar Jackson he does not have. He needs Baby Goat. He passed on Mahomes, now he joins Patrick Mahomes. So 2023, 2024 was Super Bowl 58, right? So all this begins in Super Bowl 64. 64 is the beast number, like I said. 64 is 49ers. Super Bowl 64. Chiefs beat the Niners. Kansas City Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 64. Chosen Gematria 64. It's also the Antichrist. That's Gematria of 100. That is Gematria of 64. For Patrick Mahomes, it would be a Super Bowl 64 win and then a repeat in Super Bowl 65. Repeat is Gematria 65. Kansas Gematria 65. So basically, 2030, the Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl. It's going to be the beginning of a repeat. 2029, 2030 season. Mahomes Camacho 29, repeat Camacho 29, the year 30. Shanahan could be coach of the Chiefs by then. Shanahan is Camacho 30 and 66. He can three-peat in Super Bowl 66 with the Chiefs. We never know who the Chiefs face off in the Super Bowl, but it's Cowboys, that's Camacho 30. The Rams is Camacho 30. Brock Purdy, Camacho 30. Chiefs next Super Bowl title in Super Bowl 30. These are the things to look out for. Mahomes was drafted round 1, pick number 10. Mahomes going to win in the 110th season of the NFL. His first title over at Miami, Florida is Camacho 110 in 65. He'll yet win another Super Bowl in Super Bowl 65. The under 12th season, Glendale, the under 12th Meridian, the 11-2 record against the AFC. Now, it's 12-2 against the AFC. What I do like about 2031 for the back-to-back, Len Dawson's Camacho 31. It's Chief, that's Camacho. Chief by itself is 31. The GOAT is Camacho 31. State Farm, he won a Super Bowl at. The three-peat in 2032 for the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs is Camacho 32, NFL three-peat Camacho 32. Not only is Chiefs 32, but it is greatest, that's Camacho 32. Patrick Mahomes is the greatest ever to do it in his 15th season in the NFL. President's Day in 2032, that year that they win the Super Bowl, because the Super Bowl will be held on President's Day, before President's Day, February the 15th. So February is 2, 15 is 6, 2032 is 7, so 15, 6-day numerology for Patrick Mahomes' 6th Super Bowl title. To be 6-1 in the Super Bowl. 61 on the NFC side. Just not saying it's gonna be the Lions, but just bring it up. Detroit Lions come out to 61. So it's all scripted by Masonry, beginning in his 13th season as an NFL quarterback. His 13th, 14th, 15th seasons as quarterback is going to produce the first three-peat in NFL history. Now, the amount of time from Len Dawson's death to the Super Bowl would just be over 9 years and 5 months later. The greatest quarterback, Patrick Mahomes. NFL three-peat 2032. The NFL three-peat beginning in the 110th NFL season. So Super Bowl 66, that would be 62 years after the Chiefs' first title in Super Bowl 4. Patrick Mahomes is Camacho 62. Len Dawson, the three-peat in the year beginning with the Super Bowl in 2030. Len Dawson's single season high for touchdowns was 30 touchdowns in 1964. So Super Bowl 64 is 30 touchdowns. The Chiefs played in the inaugural Super Bowl. Kansas 65 years after the inaugural Super Bowl against the Green Bay Packers. Now, how many wins did he have with the Dallas Texans Chiefs at the time of the end of the 66 NFL season? 11-2 in the year 66. This is going to be a tribute to Super Bowl 1, to three-peat in Super Bowl 66. So let's see, we got 40 wins right there. Now as a Chief, that'd be 29 wins. Mahomes 29, three-peat 29. 77 Yeah, that'd be 96 total touchdowns with the Chiefs before Super Bowl one for Len Dawson. That's 49, that's 70, 96. I mean, after the death of Len Dawson, we can see the first three-peat 9 years and 5 months after Len Dawson's death. Just over 113 months later, 114 months later. Greatest QB is Gamache 114. That 114 months later, the 4-2 in the Super Bowl for the Chiefs. So greatest 95, just over 9 years and 5 months later. The greatest Gamache 47. The Kansas City Chiefs is Gematria of 47 by itself. The Chiefs is Gematria of 47. The first three-peat in Super Bowl 66. NFL three-peat Gematria 58. The Chiefs win Super Bowl 58. But when is it really going to happen? When is it really going to happen? What is the connection to the first repeat in the history of the NFL to the first three-peat in the history of the National Football League? Well, the Packers did win the first repeat. They certainly did. Super Bowl I, Super Bowl II. 64 years later, we can see the first three-peat in the NFL. Kansas City Chiefs Gematria 64 once again. 10th repeat, Mahomes, the 10th pick in the draft. This three-peat begins 10 years after he won Super Bowl 54. You think about Tom Brady, number 12. It's not just his 13th season, but this all begins in his 12th season as a starting quarterback. His 13th NFL season overall. Baby Goat surpasses the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Chiefs will be 7-2 in the Super Bowl. The Chiefs surpass the Patriots in the Steelers. The Chiefs are sitting alone at 7. 7 has Gematria of the prior season of Super Bowl 65. So, which year would this be? And this would be 8 years later. This would be 96 months after Patrick Mahomes wins the Super Bowl with the 49ers with 96 regular season touchdowns. So, and they're going to three-peat in their 62nd season in the NFL. Again, Patrick Mahomes, very key number. Patrick Mahomes is Gematria 62. It's the year 32 that he does this. I get it that Freemasonry, it would make a lot of sense, but for me what does it, it's just the draft year, round 1, pick 10. That's what does it for me. The first team to win a 7th Super Bowl. When was the first time a team won their 6th Super Bowl championship? The Pittsburgh Steelers in Super Bowl 43. So 23 years later, with a 23-5 path, we see the first team to win a 7th Super Bowl title. Patrick Mahomes, I think his first start came against the Steelers. Well, this is when he took off. A 6-touchdown game against the Steelers. This put Patrick Mahomes on the map. This game put Patrick Mahomes on the map. This one right there. So the death of Len Dawson to the three-peat, 113 months. 113 would be the first championship over at Miami, Florida. Well, that Miami, Florida, okay. I'm thinking about Miami Gardens. Miami Gardens is 113. Miami Gardens 59, first Super Bowl championship. Now the three-peat is Gematria 33. Certainly three-peat. before the 32-33 NFL season. The three-peat is Gematria Patrick. Now, I wonder what the connection of 33 is to this. You could say, hey, the three-peat happens in the years in Super Bowl 67 as a tribute to the first Super Bowl. But for me, what does it? It's just that 62 again. Montana 78. He ties Troy Aikman, winner of Super Bowl 30 and Super Bowl 65. Is when he ties. Is when he will tie him. He will surpass Bradshaw and Aikman in the year of Super Bowl 65. Tom Brady, Gematria, obviously. The death of Terry Bradshaw will probably connect to Patrick Mahomes surpassing Montana, surpassing Aikman, surpassing that fifth Super Bowl is going to be big for the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, going back to the Kansas City Chiefs, their 60th season is when they win the Super Bowl again. So 59 prior seasons for the Chiefs. The three-peats Gematria 59, year 60, first Super Bowl championship since at the stadium of the Oakland Raiders. The Oakland Raiders by itself is Gematria 60. Allegiant Stadium, Gematria 60. 60th season in existence. That's when it begins. Plus a prior championship at Glendale. The three-peat for the Chiefs in their 62nd season. Dawson won the championship in 1962 with 29 touchdowns. So, of course, the three-peat begins there. And I went 11-3 during that championship year with the Dallas Texans. This explains why over 113 months after his death that we see Patrick Mahomes get the job done, become the greatest quarterback ever. So 13 seasons in 6 Super Bowls, including the year of Super Bowl 54. So that would be a 13-year span that we do see a run of 3 straight championships. Jacksonville, last repeat, and then the last repeat that just occurred at Las Vegas, Nevada. Las Vegas, Gematria 23, Chiefs last championship at Las Vegas. The three-peat's going to happen 23 years after the first, or after the Steelers are surpassed by the Chiefs 23 years after their 6th Super Bowl title. And so how many years would Patrick Mahomes be? $20 in the year of Super Bowl 58. So, 34 years, 35 years, he'll be 36 years of age when he three-peats. Montana, Joe Montana, Gematria 36. Joe the Gematria Super Bowl 30 when the year of Super Bowl 64, that's when he's going to tie Joe Montana, Patrick Mahomes, in the year 30. 29-30 by itself adds up to the Gematria of the three-peat. And I wonder what's the significance. 2031-32, the first three-peat, adds up to Tom Brady's birthday. Also, football is Gematria repeat in year 29. The face of football would be Patrick LaVon Mahomes. Okay, yeah, the Niners are made to pay for all of this. Yeah, yeah, this was the worst decision ever. It was held from the Philadelphia Museum, returned to Philadelphia for the first time since the year '61. This was Patrick Mahomes' draft, and now he'll be 6-1 in the Super Bowl when this three-peat is going to be accomplished. Wonder if we see the Vikings face off against the Chiefs again. That'd be a good Super Bowl rematch. Wonder, 6 years from now, if we see the Vikings in the Super Bowl, we can see the Vikings as the team that they can defeat in Super Bowl 64. 60 years later. Plus, Minnesota is gematria of the under 10th NFL season. The under 11th season, you never know. New York under 11. The three-peat opponent, we don't know. The three-peat opponent has got to be the Bears. 66 title gematria 66. Pat Mahomes gonna beat the Bears. The Bears having gematria 33 for the three-peat. The Bears 33. They passed on Mahomes, not just the Niners, but also the Bears. 2017, basically, Browns, Myles Garrett, Chicago Bears. He beats Niners twice in the Super Bowl. And Patrick Mahomes, he beats McCaffrey with the Panthers. Could have drafted blah 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 blah. Mahomes is obviously he beat the Niners twice. They refused to draft Patrick Mahomes. Now he's gonna beat the Bears in the Super Bowl. The Bears played in Super Bowl 41. What if they make it back to the Super Bowl 66 years later? Uh, uh, 25 years later, the Chicago Bears. 24 seasons, without appearing in the Super Bowl. I think it's, what is 24? Bears would be gematria of three-peat. A Patrick Mahomes three-peat over the Chicago Bears. Chicago trying to win the Super Bowl 46 years after their first title. Chicago gematria of 46. So I will like Patrick Mahomes to beat the Bears in his 15th season. In their 72nd season overall is when they three-peat. Leonard Ray Dawson, gematria 72. The 85-86 Bears, they went 15-1 and 18-1, but they passed on Mahomes. Mahomes can defeat the Chicago Bears to win 6 out of 7 Super Bowls. That would be wow. What about that narrative?